Okay, so in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to get the rollover effect happening. So let me fast forward and show you where we're going to end up. So if you look at the finished product, as a mouse rolls over hours, it kind of lights up, and as it rolls out of this area, it goes back to normal. Rolls into brew, lights up, rolls out, and then it goes back to normal. And each of these ones does the same thing. Okay. If you go to images, if you remember when we did slicing, we actually have two different images, and that's how it lights up. It looks like it's just lighting up, but it's not. It's actually flicking between this image and this one. When the mouse rolls over, it flicks from this one back to this one. You remember when we did our slicing, I said it was extremely important to name your buttons properly. Button book and button book RO, and you're about to see why this is so important. Okay. And let's have a look at behind the scenes in Dreamweaver. Again, we're fast forwarding to the very end of this, where we're going to end up. So you notice here in my template, I have here a link. Okay, I have here a link to a JavaScript file. All right, and that JavaScript file is located here. JavaScript is a totally different language than HTML and has a totally different purpose. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is that in this HTML document, we're combining, we're going to be using a different programming language, JavaScript. This is very common when you develop this kind of web applications. In order to make a website behave and appear the way you want it to do, it's quite often a combination of many different technologies. For example, we've so far been using HTML. We're going to start to use JavaScript in this lesson. In the next few lessons, we're going to use cascading style sheets, CSS. All right, and if you were in programming, we'd be using a fourth one, would be a programming language such as PHP. So this is getting pretty, this is getting pretty complicated now. So let's dive in and let's get started. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start in Dreamweaver and go to your website and open up your templates file. In your templates file, go to Design View. All right, and we're going to click on Hours. Now, when you click on this, slice, remember the slice is located in HTML table, and when you click on it in Design View, it automatically comes up with the part of the code that makes the slice that you clicked appear. Okay, that's a really cool feature. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to click on delete, okay, and that deletes the slice, and then I'm going to click on insert, image objects, rollover image, okay, and the original image is going to be, I go to images, and this is where I said it was very important to name your layers, to name your buttons. Be very picky about naming your buttons and to name them so that they all show up alphabetically, and this is why, because it makes it really easy for me to pick up the right file. So I want button hours, and when the mouse rolls over it, I want to change it to button hours RO, okay, and then I'm going to click OK. So you notice here where it's highlighted, okay, you notice here that Dreamweaver has automatically entered all of this stuff that is highlighted, and you can imagine how much work and time and energy, and what are the chances of making a mistake if I had to enter that stuff manually. Okay, so if you go back to Design View and have a look, all right, this is what it looks like. All right, it doesn't look like anything has changed. No problem. I'm just going to save it. All right, update it. Okay, close it. Don't forget here to in this link here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to border 0. There we go. Let's save it again. Okay, so at this step, what we're going to do is we're going to check if this actually works. So from Dreamweaver, I want you to hit F12, and then when you roll over this hours link, it should light up, and roll out of it, it should reverse itself. Okay, so here we go, it works. Now the other links don't work because we haven't done them yet. If you notice here, yeah, So let's go back to Dreamweaver and let's have a real quick look at what happened. You know, what make this happen. So once again, I'm going to highlight the hours slice because I want to look at it, and that way in code it zeroes in on exactly the code that makes it happen. Otherwise, look how big this file is. It would kind of take me a long time to figure out exactly what makes it happen. All right. Okay, so what we're looking at here is this. All right. Over here, this is the from here. This is the coding that Dreamweaver has added for me. Okay, so you see here it says on mouse out. Okay, image restore, on mouse over. Okay, swap image. All right. So what you're looking at here is what I'm just highlighting. On mouse over. This is where you give your browser instructions. When the mouse rolls over this image, swap it to this image here. Okay. So this is the coding that makes it happen. And then when the mouse rolls out of that area, okay, something needs to tell the computer to swap it back to the original image, and that is in this area here. On mouse out, swap image restore. Okay. And very quickly, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail here, is what exactly is swap image restore, and what exactly is this? What you're looking at, what I've just highlighted here is JavaScript coding. Okay, and you can see how it's embedded inside of HTML. All right. So this is the HTML anchor tag. Okay, this is an HTML attribute. Okay, and the value of the attribute is actually JavaScript. So we're dealing with some pretty heavy stuff here. So where exactly is the JavaScript located? If you scroll up, all right, here it is. So the JavaScript stuff is all located inside of here, and you see here swap image restore, swap image. Okay, so for example, this one here, swap image restore, is referring to the coding that is the JavaScript coding that is defined right here. Okay, and that in a nutshell is how this works. What I'm going to do in design view, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to do the rest of them. So I'm going to take brew, click on brew, delete it, insert, okay, image objects, rollover image, and I want to click on button brew is original image. Okay, button brew rollover as my other image. Click OK, and there I have it again. Save it, and because I'm modifying the template, it's asking me, do I want to save the rest of the pages? And the answer is yes. So do update the rest of the pages. Close it. F12 to run the template. Now I should have 2 that works, and the third one doesn't. All right. So back to Dreamweaver. Now, if you click on brew, okay, and go to code from Dreamweaver, you can see where it's basically done the same thing for the brew tab as it did up here. Okay. Now, one thing I want you to notice here is with the brew tab, it's you can see it's using the on mouse over swap image. Okay, and you can see on mouse out swap image restore. But at the very top of the document, you only see basically from the JavaScript is from here. Oops. Okay, the JavaScript doesn't need to repeat it. So when I add a new link, I don't have to repeat this JavaScript. It could basically use the same one. All right, and the reason for it is because it's the exact same function. I don't need to repeat this every time I need to use that function. From here, I'm going to go to design view, and I'm going to make the rest of the links. So I'm just going to turn this. I'm going to pause this and make the rest of the links. You don't need to see me do it. It's the same as the other 2 examples. Okay, so I'm back, and all I really did in that little pause there is I basically did the same for all of these contacts here. And if you hit F12, now all my rollovers are working. So that's it for this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.